10 not so obvious bonus travel photography tips from me to you. Hi, and welcome to episode 84 of the Photography Explained podcast. I'm your host Rick, and in each episode I will try to explain one photographic thing to you in plain English in less than 10 minutes-ish without the irrelevant details. What I tell you is based on my lifetime of photographic experience and not Google. Before I go on, if you have a question you would like me to answer, just go to photographyexplainedpodcast.com/start. Take 3. Takes 1 and 2 I was fairly rubbish at. I will explain why at the end if I remember. Here is the answery bit. My 10 not so obvious bonus travel photography tips are these. 1. Plan what you want to photograph. 2. Know where the sun is all day. 3. Get up early and stay out after sunrise. 4. Walk around a lot. 5. Record video walkthroughs on your phone. 6. Get a mini tripod. 7. Ditch a load of gear and travel light. 8. Photograph stuff you don't normally photograph. 9. Experiment with your camera. 10. Just get out and have fun. Let's not take this too seriously, eh? This list is based on me just returning from a wonderful 2 weeks on the Greek island of Paxos with Mrs. M. So blame Paxos for this list, not me. Let's go through this list quickly. Number 1. Plan what you want to photograph. Now, I'm the world's worst when it comes to doing this, so I'm telling me here and not you. To be fair, I have had some great success with my specialist technique that I will get onto, but I do wonder if I might have fared better with some planning. I'm sure I would, you know. And on our last trip, there was no need to plan, as I know Paxos very, very well. More on that too. Number 2, know where the sun is all day. This is really important. With travel photography, you might only get one shot at that sunrise or sunset, or you might be going somewhere that you might never get back to. So knowing where your free, natural light source is important, as he spots a typo in the script. Check out episode 70, where I talk about the outfit I use and the one that tells me where the sun is. 3. Get up early and stay out after sunrise. Yeah, stay out after sunrise. So getting up for sunrise is one thing, but after you've got that sensational sunrise shot, don't leave, stay a while. After the sun has risen, there is some wonderful, bright, warm, early morning directional light that you can use to great effect. And a lot of people who go to photograph the sunrise get the sunrise and then leave, so you get some unique opportunities possibly. Number 4, walk around a lot. Now this is my specialism. This is my special skill. I walk around a lot. Now this can be anywhere, an iconic location, or just parking up the car and going exploring. I've found all sorts of wonderful sights doing this. I've seen lots of things that probably 99% of people who visit an area have never seen just because I've gone off wandering. I will say this one thing though. You do need to take care when you're doing this. Dress appropriately, hide valuables, and be aware of what is going on around you. And of course the environment, and if there's anything you need to know. And have a phone fully charged and make sure you got a signal. 5. Record video walkthroughs on your phone. Now this is something I've just started doing. I get to a location and do a video walkthrough. I even do a commentary whilst I'm doing this. To do the commentary though, you do need to know what you're filming pretty well. So in Paxos, I've been there, it was the 4th time. So it wasn't a problem because I know the place really well. I confidently spoke for a good 7 to 10 minutes as I walked through the villages of Paxos. Yep, sure I got some funny looks from people, but it's fortunate I don't care. So I've just done this for the 3 main towns in Paxos, and these are being done for my Paxos website, which I might mention later. 6. Get a mini tripod. Now I didn't take an actual tripod on my last trip. Now I don't know where we're going wrong, but we just do not have the luggage capacity for all my stuff. And my tripod was ditched at the last minute and replaced with, wait for it, only a Joby Gorilla Pod. And do you know what? It was fine with my Micro Four Thirds Olympus camera, and I really enjoyed using it. Number 7, ditch a load of gear and travel light. Necessity made me do this. I've no idea why, as we're quite careful packing, and we don't bring back that much stuff that we don't use. Well, all I had was 2 pairs of socks and a pair of shorts that I didn't use. I only had the socks clean because I couldn't be bothered to go out exploring that much. I didn't need them. Yeah, that's why I take socks on holiday, don't worry, so I can wear my walking shoes, not so I can walk around with sandals and flip-flops. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's what you do. Just thought I'd get that one in there. Now, is it just us, or do you have the same problem? 23 kilos is just not enough for 2 weeks. Let me know. I am intrigued. Number 8. Photograph stuff you don't normally photograph. I photograph buildings. This is what I do. And when I travel, I photograph locations and nice stuff. But I do want to broaden out a bit more. I keep telling myself that I should give street photography a go, but I never do. And if you don't know what street photography is, check out episode 39, which I've already recorded, which is cunningly titled, What is Street Photography? I might need to listen to it again to remind myself, because, I don't know, it's just something I fancy doing, but never do. Number 9, experiment with your camera. Another thing that I didn't do. I'm talking here about different modes, settings, techniques, focal lengths. Think about what you do all the time and do something else. Which in my case is AV mode, f8, ISO 100, 3 shots bracketing, which is exactly what I did away with my Olympus camera. These are things that I should be doing and I don't. So play around with the exposure. Overexpose, underexpose, play around. It's playtime when you're doing travel photography. Or you can introduce it even if it is serious like mine. What else can you change? Well, you can play around with the focus points and the angles. Just try stuff. Did I do that? No, I did not. Number 10, just get out and have fun. I did this. I actually love getting out and about with my camera. It forces me, that was easy for me to say, wasn't it? That's the first stumble, isn't it? Which isn't bad 7.5 minutes in, so I should congratulate myself. It forces me to explore and find new places, which I would have never found had I not been out and about with my camera. What do? Sorry, this is the next section. Well, this is what I did and did not do. Okay, let's move on. The talky bit, this one could go a bit all over the place. As I said, this list was inspired by our most recent visit to wonderful Paxos, the island I love so much, I created a website all about it. And I'm going to tell you the website. Well, it's paxostravelguide.com. If I can't advertise my own websites, then what chance do I stand? And yes, wandering about really is a top tip. It got me some great photos in iconic locations such as Santorini that I've not seen other people showing before. And if I can get a photo and put it out there onto the internet and not see a similar photo from that point of view, then I'm happy. That's job done for me. That's what I aim to do. I aim to get photos of places everybody wants to go, but not the same photos as everybody else. Sure, I do take the same photos as everybody else, because why should I deprive myself of iconic shots? I'm not going to deprive myself, and neither should you. But I suggest strongly that you try and get other stuff as well. For me, travel photography is all about exploring and enjoying the place that I am in. I'm talking here about actual travel photography, where you travel somewhere and take photos. Now, I know, I said that travel photography can be done at home, but you know what I mean. And forgive me, I've just come back from Paxos, so I'm still a little bit in holiday mode, I wish. And as for ditching some gear, this is how the process goes in our house. I pack what I want to take and put it in my camera bag. Obviously, I pack my camera gear first. And then I pack the stuff that I'm going to put in my suitcase. That's second. That's like clothes and toiletries and stuff. And then Mrs. M and I combine our packing, and I take the heaviest bit of stuff out first until we're within our allowance. I also take stuff out and shove it in my camera bag, which is my hand luggage. And I have to say, to be fair to Mrs. M, she did say the other week that she could take out some clothes and toiletries so I could take my tripod, but I did say no. Of course I did. And went with the Gorilla Pod instead, and I really enjoyed using it. If you think about it, you just got to adapt what you do to where you are. And that is the other thing about travel photography. I had to adapt, as I did not have all that stuff in a spare bag in the car parked around the corner. What I had was what I had. And did I miss any of the gear I didn't have with me? To be honest, I didn't give it a second's thought. I had what I had and got on with it and had a great time. And I got some great photos and some great videos and some material for my websites and other good stuff. And I did enjoy myself having less gear to carry around. But in all seriousness, the first time I thought about did I miss having all that other gear was when I was writing this script. Up to that point, not giving it a thought, it was really nice having a really light bag with not much in it. No, I didn't want for anything. I loved it. I even took my DJI Osmo mobile because I wanted to do a walkthrough with super smooth video. But I had a few technical problems. This is a travel photography problem which applies to iPhones. The timing wasn't great. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was meltingly hot. The sun was high. It was a long walk, long being 15 minutes. It's long in that heat, believe me. And I hadn't had a beer at lunch. So I put my phone on my DJI Osmo. I set it all up. I set off walking, and I got halfway, and a message flashed up. My phone was out of memory. So I've been walking for I got about halfway, so about 7 to 10 minutes. So I went back, deleted some stuff to free up some memory, started again, started walking, sweating profusely, got about halfway again, another message came up. Oh no, it didn't. I was looking at it thinking, that's not recording because the screen had gone blank and locked. And if you're recording, the screen shouldn't lock, should it? So I stopped in some shade and I could barely see the screen. I really struggled, but it wasn't recording. And I couldn't see if it had recorded for how long. So I went back a third time, tried again, and the same thing happened. So do you know what? I gave up. I was going to record it on my Olympus camera, but I didn't didn't have a microphone for it. So iPhones are wonderful, but you can't see the screen in Greek sunlight. Well, not with my eyes, you can't anyway. Anyway, I got some good stuff, but sorry, that was a broad digression there. One-line summary. Right. These 10 things are things that I did and did not do, but thought about doing. Was there any point in that line? Not really. What's next? Photography Explained podcast episode 85. How to organise travel photos in Lightroom to save time later. Now, this is good stuff. I'd hang around for that one, or join me next week for that one. Shout out time. This episode's shout out is to my Paxos travel guide website. Well, why not? It was my last trip to Paxos that inspired the content of this episode. Check out my website at paxostravelguide.com. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for listening to my small but perfectly formed podcast. To find out more about my podcast and do stuff to help me, check out photographyexplainedpodcast.com/start. Well, this episode was brought to you by a very refreshed and revitalised me, having not been long back from 2 weeks in Paxos with lovely Mrs. M. I've been Rick McAvoy. Thanks again very much for listening to me and for giving me 14.25-ish minutes of your valuable time, and I will see you on the next episode. Cheers from me, Rick.